Good afternoon, boys and girls. Today we are on lesson 1.9, Mental Math Strategies for Subtraction. It's on page 55. And we're going to start with unlock the problem, as we always do. And we're right up here. I'm going to read this paragraph. Once I shrink it down, there we go. A sunflower can grow to be very tall. Dylan is 39 inches tall. She watered a sunflower that grew to be 62 inches tall. How many inches shorter was Dylan than the sunflower? Okay, before we look into this problem a little closer, I want to highlight the question here. How many inches shorter was Dylan than the sunflower? Whenever we see a question that's a comparison question like this, how many inches shorter compared to the sunflower, right? Dylan compared to the sunflower. When we see a question like that, that's going to tell us subtraction. So whenever you see how many of this was this thing compared to another thing, that's going to mean subtraction. So file that away in your memory so you can use that strategy later on. Okay, but let's go back to our problem here. We are going to use a number line to find 62 minus 39. And option A, we're going to count up. Even though we're subtracting, we're going to count up by tens and then ones. So on a number line, we are focused on our two numbers here, 62 and 39. The smaller number is 39, so it gets written first. And then our bigger number is 62, and it gets written next. So we're going to make jumps and count up from 39 to 62 instead of actually subtracting. So we have 39. We add 10, make a jump of 10. Plus 10 gets us to 49. Make another jump of 10, and that gets us to 59. And then from 59 to 62, we just jump 3. Okay? So then we can take those jumps we did, 10 and 10 and 3, add those up, 10 and 10 and 3 right there. We add the lengths of the jumps and find the difference. 10 plus 10 plus 3 equals 23. So 62 minus 39 equals 23. And Dylan then is 23 inches shorter than the sunflower. Now we can look at option B. That's another way of using the number line. Except this time we're going to put 62. That's our ending number, right? 62 is our ending number right there. And we're going to put that on our number line, and then we're going to jump backwards. So here we have 62. We're going to jump backwards 10, right? Went back 10. We jump backwards 10 more. Okay. Now we jump backwards 10 two different times, so that means we've jumped back 10 and 10 more. We've jumped back 20. We're going to jump back 39 because up here we are subtracting 39, so that's how many we're going to count back. So we jump back 10, and then 10 more, and then from 42, we're going to jump back 10 more, and now we've jumped back a total of 30. So we can't jump by tens anymore, because if we did another 10, that would get us from 10 to 20 to 30, and then we'd be at 40, and that would be too much. We're only going back 39. Okay? Now we are at 32 right now. So a good thing I always like to do is jump back to the nearest 10 that ends in 0. And in this case, then, we're going to jump back 2 more. So now we've gone back 32, right? And we have 7 more to jump back, and so we'll go from 30 back to 23. So we were at 32. We jumped back 7 more. That means we've jumped back 39, which was our goal right there. And we ended up at 23. Okay, so 62 minus all these jumps of 39, that's the minus 39 part, equals 23, which is the same thing we have written right here. 62 minus 39 equals 23. If one of those strategies works better for you than the other one, use the one that works better for you, right? Okay, moving down to the other ways section, that's the using friendly numbers. And you know by now what we do with that. So we'll go to the next page, page 56. And The top part of that is also friendly numbers, so you know what we do with that as well. However, this next section is using the break apart strategy to find 458 minus 136. So break apart strategy, that's when we can write a number like 458 this way. 400 plus 50, whoops, excuse me, I almost made a mistake there, plus 50 plus 8. That's 458, right? So the first thing we're going to do is subtract the hundreds. And in the hundreds, we have 400 minus 100. 400 minus 100, and that equals 300. Okay? Now, after we subtract the hundreds, we're going to subtract the tens. I'm going to change colors here. And in their tens, we have, if we look here, we have a 50 and a 30. 50 minus 30, and that equals 20. And then finally, we're going to subtract our ones. I'm going to change numbers again. In the ones column, we have 8 minus 6, and 8 minus 6 is 2. Okay? And then we can take all of our differences. Remember, differences are the answers to subtraction problems. So I'll take our 300, our 20, and our 2, and we add all those up. 300, 20, and 2, and our answer becomes 322. Okay? So 458 minus 136 is 322. Now, one thing I want to mention about this strategy. It only works, I'm going to use my eraser a little bit here. It only works if, let's look at this problem a little closer. It only works right here if our big number, 458, every digit in our big number is bigger than its partner in the small number. So for example, the 400 is bigger than the 100, right? And I'm going to use my highlighter instead. The 5 tens, oops, sorry about that. Whoa. The 5 tens right here, the 5 tens is bigger than the 3 tens. And finally, the ones column, the 8 ones from the big number is still bigger than the 6 ones in the small number. So it only works in that case. Let me show you an example where that would not work, okay? Let me write down a problem like, let's go with 219 minus 143, okay? Now here I can subtract the hundreds, right? I can subtract that. 200 minus 100 is 100. But when I start to look at my tens column, I can't do 110 minus 4 tens, okay? Because my big number, this 10 right here, is not bigger than the 10 in the little number. So that last strategy, the break apart strategy, doesn't work as smoothly as our example did right here, okay, in all cases. So boys and girls, when you work through your problems today, starting with share and show, you can use any of the strategies that work best for you. If you want to use the strategy like this, what was my other example up there? 219 minus something, I'll just make up a new number, 143. Maybe that was it, I don't know. If you want to just do your column subtraction, that's fine. 9 minus 3 is 6. We can't do 1 minus 4, so we need to regroup. We get rid of 100. Take those 10 tens that make up the 100, add it to the 110 that's already there. Now we have 11 tens. On 11 minus 4, whoops, sorry about that. 11 minus 4 is, waiting. Did it all erase? Oh, there it goes. 11 minus 4 is 7 tens. 100 minus 100 is nothing. So if you want to use a strategy like this, even though we didn't talk about it today, you certainly can. Use a strategy that works best for you, right? Okay, share and show today, page 56. I need you to do number 1. Number 2, friendly numbers. Oh, goodbye. Number 3 is on the next page, and number 4, I need you to do both of those. So 1 and 3 and 4 and share and show, do those. Bring them to me so I can check them. Okay? Boys and girls, if anything's confusing to you today, remember, come and to ask for help. I can help clear up questions. Read directions closely, right? Look to see if it's a two-step problem, right? Those tend to be where most of our mistakes are. We're adding and subtracting wonderfully, but we need to follow directions maybe a little bit better, okay? So that's it for our lesson introduction today. And as always, this is Mr. P, and I am out.